Yak Gadget, made in America, based outside of Nashville, Tennessee. Yak Gadget offers all kinds of storage accessories, quick mount motor mounts, anchor systems, track mounted accessories, even paddles. Go to yakgadget.com and get your kayak decked out for your next trip out on the water.
The 153 Bait Company, based in Troy, Ohio, make everything from plastics to custom painted hard baits. Hook 'em hard and hook 'em often. All of our baits are made to order and all of our hard baits are hand painted to order. So go to the153anglers.com to place your order today.
To hell and back is in the job description. Being roughed up, scuffed up, run over, kicked, thrown, dropped, dunked, and done the unthinkable is a duty we've embraced for more than 40 years. Through superior engineering and constant innovation, only Pelican has conquered the chaos a life of ambition can dish out. And we've done it to empower you.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. It feels kind of weird not being live tonight, Jay.
I know, I don't know what to do. I feel really chatty too, I think. It's weird.
Sure, we don't go live and all of a sudden you're chatty. Let's see how that works.
It's stage fright. That's probably what it is.
Camera shot.
I still just can't get used to it, I guess. I don't know.
It's kind of weird, man. Like, we haven't done a pre-recorded podcast and God, dude, it's been over a year.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
But, that's what you got to do when you're heading to 10 IC.
Indeed.
I love it. I'm looking forward to get on the water, man.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Some quick house cleaning real quick, guys, gals tuning in. We got the Open in the Trail series coming up on Dale Hollow Lake, the Open in the Clash of Clubs coming up on Dale Hollow Lake, April 9th, 10th, and 11th. Make sure you get signed up on Tourney X. You can go to Tourney X, search paddle, the letter N in Finn, get signed up. Clash of Clubs, if you fish a grassroots club, grab 3 members of that club, form a team, come down, get bragging rights for the best club in the nation.
That's right. And if your club has more, like another set of 3 people, and you want to bring a second team, please do.
Bring the whole club. Form as many 3-man teams as you want. The more, the merrier. Giving away 3 kayaks, tons of cash. And we found out last night we got another big giveaway item that can't say what it is, but I'm just saying, if you're there, you're going to want to.
I would say this: if you can get there, just go.
Yeah.
Whether you're a good fisherman or you're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I like the way you work that. All right. I see what you did there.
Fishing is fishing, man. Hang out with your buddies. Hopefully you get something. Hopefully, hey, you just don't know. You never know.
It'll be a surprise. Also, we always forget to mention we have a YouTube channel. We do other things on there besides the podcast. So please go to YouTube, subscribe to our channel. We've been growing that for a while. A little bit.
There's some stuff on there.
Yeah. Some good stuff.
Funny stuff.
Yeah. We need a video of you falling out of your kayak on there.
Yeah. Nah, too bad you didn't get it that day at the at the launch. Yeah.
Oh, I totally forgot about that until you brought that up.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, but you just gotta watch that side step, man. Just make sure you're actually stepping on the launch.
It was like slow motion, and then you're like in the water, like looking like.
I wasn't just in the water. My face and everything went in the water. Like I haven't gone down. Like, dude, like the way I went down, man, it was so quick.
Oh, from now on, GoPros must be recording at all times.
Yeah, this is why you need a waterproof phone too, or a case. It'll definitely work. It'll work out, and for the better.
This is true. Well, we got an epic guest for you guys today. We got Tyler Thiede, right? Did I say that right?
Yes.
Yep, he's shaking his head. Yes. Owner of Small Craft Outfitters up in Wisconsin. So we're going to bring him in. Tyler, welcome to the show, my friend. And, we want to chat with you about yourself. You're part of the Feel Free Fishing team. You got a small shop, and you're now a new canoe dealer as well. So we want to touch on that. But first, man, give us a little background, where you're from, where you're at, where your shop's at, and all that good stuff, man.
Sure. Thanks for having me. I don't think I'm an epic guest, but thank you.
Hey, man, every guest is epic if you're on the Paddle and Fin podcast. I'm just saying.
Fair enough. So I live up in northwest Wisconsin, a tiny town called Spring Valley, a town of about 1,300 people. We do not have any stoplights.
Nice.
We do have a one-way street. I'm proud of that one. But we're 5 miles off I-94. I actually grew up down in Richland Center, Wisconsin, between La Crosse and Madison. And
beautiful there.
Yeah, beautiful area. That's why I like Spring Valley. It's very similar. There's hills. You guys in Illinois call them mountains, but they're hills.
Touche.
So we got into the kayak business. I really enjoyed fishing, kayak fishing, and there's a beautiful reservoir up here that has good bass, electric only lake. And I actually got on the field free fishing team, and there was no dealers up here and no dealers interested in really taking on more brands. They had a lot of big brands already. So talked to the guys at headquarters, said, hey, do you mind if I just run a small shop we do it out of our home, actually.
Yeah.
And it's worked out really well. It's been challenging the last year with COVID because supply chains are impacted and demands are through the roof. So getting product in, whether it's made offshore or, overseas, or even here in the US, things are held up a little bit, but, that's where we came from. As far as New Canoe, Brad Hurlbus from the New Canoe team turned me on to him. We've actually had quite a few requests because we're right, 30 minutes from Pool 4 of the Mississippi backwaters, like prime duck hunting area. Had a lot of requests for New Canoe because they're open hunting platform, and the camo colors, the hunting accessories you can get, from New Canoe for them, plus the motor options. And Brad connected me up with Blake, the owner of New Canoe, and talked to him about our tiny little business. Plus they're actually molded in Wisconsin, which is huge for us, because I can drive 4 hours with my Tacoma and my big trailer and pick them up myself, save some freight, and hopefully get boats a little quicker. So just
heck yeah, man.
Looking to expand the line, expand the offerings and the platforms.
For sure. That reservoir you were talking about, is that Gaze Mills?
It is not. Gaze Mills is down by where I grew up. This is the O'Galley Reservoir, aka Lake George.
So you're like further north than La Crosse then?
Oh yeah.
I thought you were closer like to La Crosse, or a little south of there.
We're 2.5 hours north of La Crosse.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
so way up there.
We're between Menominee and Eau Claire. We're like an hour from Minneapolis, so we get a lot of sales from people that go up to the Boundary Waters. We get a lot of people from the cities. We get a lot of people from Eau Claire. So we're well versed in the lovely licensing requirements for the state of Minnesota for any boat over 10 feet, powered or not. But yeah, we're up here a ways, and there's kind of a hole. When I was talking to Blake, there's kind of a hole in sales with New Canoe too. The same thing with Feel Free, is right here in northwest Wisconsin on the Mississippi. There wasn't a whole lot of dealer presence. So
right. Yeah, that's huge, man. Being in Wisconsin, being able to pick up those boats. I mean, the dealer I work for, right on the border of Illinois and Wisconsin, it's the same thing. We usually run up and pick our boats up. It's a couple-hour drive versus, paying thousands of dollars in freight, which then in return gets transferred over to the customer, right? So, and obviously hurts your bottom line at the end of it, So, super cool, man. Excited to see you join the New Canoe family, man. I'm a Team New Canoe member myself, and Jay just jumped on the bandwagon too with his Frontier 12. Sure, everybody saw that posted up this week everywhere. I'm just saying, you posted it on all the social media pages, and you didn't even send me a text, bro.
This is right.
I thought we were friends.
Yeah, sometimes I just figure it's okay for you to learn about.
Dude, I even asked for pictures.
You did.
And then next thing I know, somebody sends me a text. Jay's boat looks sweet, and I'm like, "What are you talking about? I haven't even seen it yet." He's like, "Oh, he posted it on social media."
Nice.
I'm just gonna go over here.
I was actually going to suggest that anyway.
I don't like you anyways. But anyways, enough of our dispute. We'll get back to Tyler.
My boat
Your
looks
marital
great, by the way.
problems.
So that's cool, man. So what kind of when are you expecting to get some inventory in for both Feel Free and New Canoe? Like, do you have an idea? I know it's kind of things are on the fritz with suppliers right now, but do you got any idea like when you might have some boats in stock?
We actually have quite a few used ones coming up. Since announcing New Canoe, I got some folks wanting to get the Ultimate or add a Flint to their fleet. So I got some used boats from previous customers coming up. I posted a bunch tonight. Got some coming up the next couple weeks. As far as New Canoe goes, Blake said it'd be like May, June-ish.
Okay.
We'll see. The order had some personal situations here, so our order got delayed, but we're going to get that into him tonight. So we'll keep it on our website and social media when it's coming in. We're going to actually post all the boats that we put on the order. So if people want to pre-order them to reserve them, because they're going to go pretty fast, they can do that. Feel Free. We'll have to see. It'll probably be later in the summer. It's just touch and go right now. And it was a pretty tough year for us last year because we had a hard time getting boats. We're very small, so we didn't have the capital to put up front to get the inventory in. So we're just kind of playing catch up, but we'll keep everyone posted on social media and stuff.
Right on. So you're doing like trade-ins against new boats?
No, we actually we have people come to us a lot saying, "Hey, do you want to do a trade-in?" I just tell them no because I want them because I can put it on my website. It takes me 15 minutes and sell it for them, and it'll sell fast, especially around here. It's not a very saturated market. So the previous customers, I'll just list a boat for them. It's kind of one of the things we offer for free for folks. If they're getting a new boat through us and you want to sell your old Feel Free or now New Canoe, we have a New Canoe on there. We can do that. That's not a problem.
That's cool. I like that, dude. Yeah, I'm always curious. Like, I know some shops will take some trade-ins. Most will say absolutely not. But offering to post it up and get people in touch so they could sell that boat to get a new boat from you, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's just nice because I tell them for what I would give you for your boat. I mean, with the market right now, especially, if the market is a little harder, but right now stuff just sells so fast. I'd be ripping them off, and I don't want to do that.
Sure.
Yeah, so. We were just talking about that the other day because like I had a Jackson Bite FD, and I sold that in 8 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm in Chicagoland, so there's a lot of people. So but I was still surprised.
Yeah, I had that Jackson Liska last year that I sold. I posted it on Facebook Marketplace, and it was gone in 6 hours. Yeah,
it's nuts. The higher end boats, we have some Dorados and some motorized lures on those. Those are a little slower because they're big, high end model.
Sure.
But your $1,000, $1,500 boats. People ask me, they come to me and just ask how much I ask for my boat. I'm like, right now in this market, used boats sell for pretty damn near close
to a new boat.
Yeah. Because the demand's through the roof, the supply chain, even if it's made in the U.S. So a lot of these people get raw material from overseas because where a lot of our recycling goes, and it's just it's a good market for sellers for sure.
I was gonna say too, like for you, with having Feel Free and New Canoe, those are both very affordable.
Yeah.
Those are companies that have very affordable models.
Yeah.
That are generally within that range everybody's kind of shooting for.
Sure.
Which I believe to be like $800 to like $1,200.
Yeah.
Most people are going to round it out to like 1,000, but if you're within the 200, on either end of that, you're within a pretty good parameter to get like a really nice boat. And then if you go a couple hundred more, then you're really you're into something great.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what drew us to both brands is the customer service is huge because we're big on customer service, but also the price point. Because around here, we have Minneapolis close by, but a lot of our customers are looking for the $800 to $1,200, maybe $1,500 price range. We sell some of the Dorados, for example, with motors and everything for $3,000, but those are pretty rare. Those are a specific customer. And here in the rural area, even with Minneapolis, it's right in that price range, which is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So you said Pool 4 earlier. That's Red Wings on Pool 4, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I
So
couldn't
Pool
remember.
4 runs from Hager City, Wisconsin, Red Wing, Minnesota, down to Alma.
Okay.
I used to guide. I kind of quit doing that with COVID and everything. I got too much going on. But the backwaters of Pool 4, just north of Alma, is where I guide.
Okay.
Just gorgeous. I've taken people from all over the country there. Just gorgeous. I've never had a skunk. One guy, he admitted he drank too much the night before and he couldn't set the hook for the life of him. But it's a great fishery. It's just gorgeous. I stay out of there in the fall because duck hunters are just in there, packed in there. That's where I think New Canoe is going to shine, is targeting that market that would like to sneak in between those huge duck boats and get into some ducks there.
Oh yeah, I agree, man. I mean, I think for like actually that's the reason why I got it too, is because the hunting options, they're going to come like later, hopefully this year, and into 22. But Wisconsin's like a great area for that because I mean, you've got a lot of waterways.
Mm-hmm.
Plus like you said, you got the boundary waters, you got Minnesota, but I mean, there's tons of water. So we know that there's tons of land that's separated from mainland, so to speak, where these guys are going to, need to, take a boat that can, be able to haul a deer out.
Right.
Or even, I mean, who knows, even bear maybe,
Sure.
I mean, up in that area.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think it's going to be it's the perfect tool, like utilitarian, I guess, for that area, for everything that goes on like up in the north.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's where we go fishing in the backwaters of Pool 4, there's spots where you cannot get a boat in. I've had boats with mud motors get stuck back there by me, and I flagged them out and said, "Turn around, you're not
nice
through here." But yeah, I mean, I've sold boats to people wanting to haul deer out, going up and down creeks, and the flat deck on the New Canoe is like a utility trailer as far as that goes. Take the seat off and throw the deer on there. You could even pull it upstream, tie it to a harness and pull it upstream that way. A very well-rounded platform for sure.
Yeah. And we're with the max weight, like what the 12's got, 650 pounds.
Yeah.
Max capacity. I'm pretty sure that'll handle any deer. In the area.
Yeah. I shoot Bambis typically. I'm not the best hunter, so.
So does Jay. It's cool.
You're in good company.
Hey man, it's meat in the freezer. Shut up.
Yeah.
If it's brown, it's down.
It looks bigger from the tree stand in our defense.
It always does. It always does.
I don't have a defense. Mine was like 10 yards away.
And you were on the ground.
And I was on the ground. It was very intimate, actually.
Oh man, that's crazy. No, I asked because good friend of mine, friend of the podcast, used to fish FLW walleye series when FLW had the walleye series, and they would always fish that Red Wing area. So I've gone up and pre-fished with them a few times. It's a beautiful area, man. The bluff walls along the Mississippi there are just massive and super cool, man. And the fishing is plentiful. That is for sure.
It's epic. We actually, not this year or last year, but years prior, Chang Lohr and I, he's a good friend of mine. He's also in the field free fishing team, would go out and like on a nice day, Wisconsin nice is 20s, 30s, and take the kayaks out at Hager City, which is across from Red Wing. There's a Everett's Resort there where you can launch.
Okay.
And it's always packed because the walleye fishing is just good in there. And I don't know if I had $1 for every boater that stopped and said, "You guys are crazy."
Is that just south of the lake there? Because it like opens up to a big lake right on the north end. Lake
Pepin. So this is Everett's is actually on the Wisconsin side from Red Wing. It's a little north. It's right where the dam is that starts Pool 4.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So Pepin is what you're talking about, where it spreads out to Lake Pepin. Yeah, we've actually did a multi-day float from Maiden Rock to Pepin last year. We camped on a sandbar, and that's really good fishing too. It's just Lake Pepin is so huge that it's choppy beyond belief, and it's just For a kayak, if you're going to stay in the harbor, it's okay, but it's a little intense out on the lake itself. But
Yeah, I mean, across that lake, it's got to be a couple miles, man. So if the wind's just howling through
it's
there, I can
always
see it
choppy.
getting gnarly.
Yeah, always
Gnarly.
choppy. And there's huge boats that come from the cities, these huge cabin cruisers, just flying up and down. Plus, it's really cool, the barges. I mean,
Yeah, yep.
we've had barges sneak up on us at the top of Pool 4 at Hager City there because it's a little narrower. You turn around and you almost need to change your shorts because there's a barge and you didn't even hear it coming. So,
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
It's a cool area to fish. Highly recommend it.
So what's like your go-to species to chase up there?
I'm mostly bass or pike.
Okay.
I prefer pike. I was doing tournament stuff. Early on, I was doing some KBF stuff before I started the dealership, and I just got too busy because I have a day job. I'm also a volunteer EMT here in town.
Okay.
And then I help with Wisconsin Heroes Outdoors. There's just too much going on to do tournaments. I do participate in some of the Wisconsin Kayak Fishing Club ones to support Tufu and team.
Yep.
With those. But bass. Usually, what I do is I like spinnerbait. I'm a spinnerbait junkie.
Nice.
So that gives me bass, pike. Chang and I like to float the Chippewa River, the Red Cedar River up here, Smallies, those areas. So
nice. What's your biggest pike? I know Jay's over here thinking it.
The biggest one that I landed was 38.
38.
It's a nice sized fish.
That's a good size.
Chang caught a 45.
That's a better size fish.
Yeah, that's our estimate.
That was probably girthy too. I bet that's a girthy fish.
It's big, and he actually caught this. He didn't have a tape with him. That's what he estimated at because he sent me pictures and it had two bends in it when he held it. Mm-hmm. That's before he had actually a feel free. He had a Perception Sound sit-in kayak.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I wasn't with him that day. I had family over, and he sent me the photo, and I'm like, dude, did you keep it? I think he said it took him like 45 minutes to catch. It's one of our backwater spots in the Chippewa River. He had to paddle to shore to pull it in because in that sit-in, he was going to get it on the deck. Yeah, he ended up releasing it. I'm like, oh, man, you should have called me. I came and helped you with it. But, yeah, I had that fish or a similar one on later that year, and it rammed my kayak and bent a heavy-duty hook I had on my yeah.
That's why I like pike, man. They're ballistic.
I know they're slimy, but they're fun.
They just don't care.
Seems like you need to go hang out with Tyler.
I know. Well, and up there, and I expect people to be catching big pike up there because that's their habitat, man. I mean, that's one of the best places for them to thrive.
Yep. We on my local lake here, we caught my brother-in-law. He just got the mount back. He caught it last winter, I think, on a hot dog. I forgot what the measurements were on it, but it's huge. We caught it on a hot dog on a tip up.
Yeah.
It's massive.
Very, very familiar with that technique.
Yeah, we mentioned the YouTube channel. That video's on there.
Yeah. And we just caught three?
A couple weeks ago before it started warming up. Yeah.
All on hot dogs.
Yeah.
Hot dogs.
What kind of hot dogs do you use?
I'm a connoisseur of the Quick Trip Crazy Dogs.
Okay, so how much do they cost?
They're like 99 cents a pack.
See, yeah, we figured that out too, man.
Yeah. You need the cheap ones, and you need to leave them in your shack so they get raunchy over the season.
Oh, well, I didn't do that, but I mean, mine were bought brand new. But what's on the video we did Vienna beef, which I thought would be like a slam dunk.
Nope.
I really did, just because of how oily those things are and everything. And then I bought, it was probably like another 99-cent pack of just, buttholes and ears and stuff. And like, sure enough, man, those are the hot dogs that are bringing them in. And same thing this last time.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just funny. It's like your bait is hot dogs. I feel like I'm a kid again.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it's great. And don't leave them in your shack till July because the maggots will swarm them, and it's pretty stinky.
I already tossed mine. They were in the bucket. I was like, I was moving around stuff. I'm like, clean out the garage. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I gotta get out of here. Like, before this gets like really offensive. Like before you're in your garage and you're like trying to figure out like, where is that smell coming from? That is such a weird smell.
Yeah, it's ripe. They get ripe.
Raunchy. Ugh.
What are you using for pike in the summer and stuff?
Usually I throw a spinnerbait. I throw
Spinnerbait.
a heavier rod.
Yep.
Reel. I do have some bigger spinnerbaits. So I usually throw like the bigger Northland tackle, Reed Runner 2s, Fire Tiger is my color. I don't do any trailers or anything. That is kind of my Swiss Army knife because it goes. I mean, I get nice bass with that, but I also can get nice pike with that. I've tried some of the bigger spinner baits that are meant for muskie/pike, and they don't seem to go for that quite as much.
No, they usually. I always find too that. I mean, I'll swing for the fences. Don't get me wrong, but you're often going down to like a half ounce or maybe a 3/4, actually, or a 3/8 even. Right. I mean, they just they usually just like the smaller schooling fish sometimes, but then again, I've had them. I'll throw like an ounce and a half like inline spinner for them sometimes, just so I can get down in that water column and just slow roll it. Like right above some weeds or something.
Sure.
And that usually does pretty good. Or like using a big rattle trap. Like one of those 1 ouncers, man. Oh, those things are great.
Yeah, or
like,
crankbait even. I mean, my spinner baits are half ounce, the ones I go to. Chang, he gets his. That big one was on a buzzbait. He's a topwater ninja.
Oh, nice.
That guy just kills it topwater. And then I'll use James Gang. It's a small place out of Elk Mountain by Eau Claire. They make inline spinners that I use, and they're good for. That's actually what I had that really big one on. Running kind of if they're not hitting top water, but you have tall weeds, you can get right between the weed line and the water, run right over top of it, and it's crazy.
Yeah. I throw a lot of the soft, like either 5 to like 7 inch, some of the swim baits.
Oh yeah,
and just like run those with like a bottom weight, like throw like an owner hook in there, maybe like a 7, maybe even an 8/0, depending on what you need. And you can usually get like right through all those weeds, and they'll just come out and just cram it.
Yep.
I love that thud from the side.
I know.
Like that boom and that delay. It's like, and then you're just like, you set that hook,
Yep.
Like you always know, man. You feel that thud and that pause, and you're like, that's it.
Yep.
Jay's
a
getting
lot of my friends are bass junkies because they do tournaments and stuff, so they hate the pike. I'm like, I'll catch the pike. I'll get them out here for you.
Yeah. Hey, I'm down to catch a 40-inch fish. I mean, come on.
Right.
That's a beast, man. You will fight that thing for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but when you're fishing a bass tournament and you're catching them,
then
it's frustrating.
I get mad.
Well, that just means you need to like learn how to target your fish better. Like, well, no, I mean, quite literally. I remember even fishing. There's this lake down here, Spring Lake. Actually, not here, but more south. But anyway, I was fishing with the spinnerbait. I had to stop because there's muskies in that water, and they would not stop hitting the damn spinnerbait.
Yeah,
I just had to stop. I just had to like just take it off and be like, all right, like I'm tired. Like muskies are great, and I know a lot of people would probably be like, dude, are you complaining? No, I'm not. But to back you up, when you're in a tournament, it sucks. Sometimes you just gotta put down some of those baits.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I think my first tournament last year was with Midwest Kayak Bass Club. That's the name of it, right? And they were up on Fox Lake. Went in blind, never seen the lake, never fished it, nothing. And I was tossing a black and blue chatterbait and slamming bass, and then all of a sudden it went to pike.
Yep.
And then it went back to bass.
They love chatterbaits.
I only lost one chatterbait.
Yep.
There was another gentleman on the other hand that lost eight. What
was it, like $210 worth?
What's the expensive ones? Why can't I? The Z-Man,
the
jackhammers. Yeah, lost 8 jackhammers, 7 or 8 jackhammers, and had to go home and explain to his wife how he just lost $300.
I still have never bought any of those yet, just because I just can't bring myself to buy one, and then maybe you lose it.
Yeah, it is a little heart wrenching when you lose them, but when they're working, you're like, yes.
Yep.
This is a good.
I heard black blades. Black blades, the pike don't like as much as the chrome ones.
I don't know, bro. I caught 3 pike that day, and they were pretty big.
But brass, dude, brass.
Yeah,
like they really come
that
to brass.
Flash. Yeah,
like brass or copper. Yeah, they'll definitely. I'll prefer to use that when I make my own, and I'll throw a brass one on there or something. Just be a little different.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, getting back.
Yeah, we
getting
went
away
down
from
a
the-
rabbit hole
yeah,
there.
getting off the pike fishing.
Did somebody say pike?
You said you're a big part of Wisconsin Heroes Outdoors. You're the Northwest Wisconsin chapter leader. Like, how did you get involved with that, and what does that all entail for you?
Yeah, so I got involved with Eric Faulkner and Jason Bartol, the guys that kind of founded it several years ago. It's when I first started Small Craft Outfitters. I think it was actually technically before I started that.
Okay.
I had a few feel free boats, and I had seen on Facebook that they were having a Heroes in the Water event. They started out with Heroes in the Water, and then they kind of went into this Wisconsin Heroes Outdoors so they could expand, what they're doing. So I started with them back then and brought some boats with and helped out with the event. And then helped the next year with having an event here at our local reservoir, because it's actually owned by it's federal land. It's Army Corps of Engineers. So that they donated the park pass. They donated. They gave us a private loop to camp on. We couldn't do it last year because of the COVID. They weren't doing the camping thing. So got involved with them early on, and then when they expanded to or moved to Wisconsin Heroes Outdoors. I'm up here. They're down in Milwaukee. Brad's helping out in Madison. There's people all over the state now. They said, hey, you want to help out in the Eau Claire area, which Eau Claire is 45 minutes east of me.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's they have a lot of bigger events down there in Milwaukee area, Madison area. Up here is pretty low key. It's a smaller area. Rural. It's more rural. But other than that event here at the reservoir locally, we do kind of just smaller outings. I do ice fishing. I've taken several local veterans and their families out ice fishing, kind of a low key thing. Some veterans kind of prefer more of a low key versus a big group thing.
Sure.
And then the kayak, same thing. Like I'm a volunteer EMT in town. So when I talk to people in law enforcement, et cetera, I'm like, hey, they say they want to try. I'm like, hey, I'll take you out. You can bring a friend or family. I got extra kayaks, and off we go.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, if they want to get sneakier, they should get some kayaks.
Yeah.
We've had the DNR in Wisconsin roll up on us, and the dude's in like basically camouflage, using a camo boat. You're like, oh my god, I didn't even see you.
Where'd she come from?
Yeah, you're like, I'm already grabbing for my license. Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, but
Oh man. Well, that's super cool, man. I mean, obviously anytime you can give back, and obviously thank you for your service as a volunteer EMT, man. That's huge. But anytime you can give back to that community is super huge, man. So thanks for what you do.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. It's a lot of fun. And that's why I enjoy doing this. Part of the reason I just decided not to do the guiding thing anymore. I enjoy guiding, but it's stressful.
Sure.
It's a lot of work, and people don't realize that the amount of work that it takes to be a guide, because you really have to know your water. You have to have the equipment. There's wear and tear on the equipment. There's prep. There's insurance, etc. And I'm like, you know what? I like what Wisconsin Heroes Outdoors is doing. Let me spend that time and that knowledge kind of in a more relaxed environment, taking these folks out and just talking. I mean, it helps a lot, especially with folks that do have, PTSD or any side effects from their service. So it's a very rewarding group to be with. We're always looking for people to help volunteer, help with events. I have a lot of folks that weren't veterans, like my neighbor, for example. He helps with the ice fishing. He's big into ice fishing, so he helps out with that. It's a lot of fun. It's nice to hear the stories and kind of see them unwind, especially those that have had a rougher go of it.
Absolutely, man. That's super cool. Talking about guiding, man, because this has always been an interesting subject. Like in the state of Wisconsin, because you were guiding out of kayaks, correct?
Yeah.
So what are the requirements to become a guide in the state of Wisconsin?
You have to have a pulse.
check.
$40.
Ooh, check my sock.
And no outstanding citations with the DNR.
That's
Interesting.
Yep. So that's the challenge, right? So pretty much anyone can be a guide in Wisconsin. And I mean, I work with a lot of brands that are really good where I can send in my guide license and say, hey, I'm a guide. Can I get a discount? Through Rapala, other brands I've worked with. But there's some brands out there that realize Wisconsin. I mean, I could be Joe Schmo and go spend $40, get a guide license, say I'm a guide, and try to get a discount. So it's kind of discounted that that title / profession to some extent in Wisconsin.
Sure.
My personal opinion. It's easy. What's not easy is actually doing it and doing it well. That is very stressful, but
yeah,
it's rewarding at the same time. I mean, I did enjoy it. I got into it because my wife pointed out that I seem to enjoy showing people to catch fish more than I do catching them myself.
Yeah.
Which is the case. But it's just hard to do it in a guide setting where they're paying good money. And then some of them be like, oh yeah, I fish all the time. And they hold the spinning reel upside down. It's like, oh my God.
I meant on the Xbox, man. I meant on the Xbox.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's tricky because in a kayak with guiding, it's not like a boat where I can be right there and grab it. And
right.
I mean, where I launched on the backwaters of the Mississippi in Pool 4, I purposely launched in an area that's this little pool where unless you know how to get out of there, you can't see the exit. Because I literally had people just take off on me.
Oh yeah,
guys. People get lost out here all the time. Like, don't just go. So it's just tricky. And I've had people say, well, do you guarantee a catch? I can't control the weather. I can't control.
Yeah, right.
You know, I could guarantee it if I was in a boat and I'd hook one for you because, but in a kayak, it's a different ballgame.
Well, and and I think you're probably getting a lot of people who are just first timers in general, right? Like, so they've probably never been in a kayak. They're like, oh, I want to try this out. Yeah. And that in itself is something you have to figure out from a fishing standpoint because it ain't boat fishing.
Exactly.
But yet it is, it's like, there's a lot of, it's, sometimes it's like a little bit of shore fishing, but yeah, people have to like figure all that out. How do I coordinate all this? And then why do I keep getting closer to the shore when I throw my spinner bait? Yep. Oh, that's because my bait is pulling me,
exactly.
And then what if you got some dangers too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
They don't even know that. And even the most seasoned veteran, it's easy to get cocky, and just be like, I got this. And you're like, I'm all wet.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but then you get like, you're talking about the fishermen too, right? They're like, oh yeah, I fish all the time. It's like, dude, using a Zepco like 404 in like 1986 does not count. It's like, I mean, like you said, you could definitely tell. And it's like, but I mean, it's great that people are getting out there because how else are they going to do it? They need somebody to take them.
Exactly. And I had a wide variety. I mean, I had quite a few people actually that had kayaks and they just didn't know how to fish out of them very well, or they just wanted to experience a new area. I had a lot of people from Illinois, some people from Texas, Ohio, a lot of Minnesota. But yeah, I mean, with kayak fishing, because sometimes I have people buy a new kayak and be like, okay, can you take me out in it?
Yeah.
Which is great. But exactly. You hit it right on the head because it's not just fishing like in a boat where you're cast over there, retrieve a little slower. You're teaching them how to read the water and how it's going to move your boat, how to read the wind, how a half-ounce spinnerbait is going to pull your kayak versus a rubber worm that's not. Absolutely. And then even how to land the fish. I mean, we've all been there. The first fish you catch on a kayak is like, what do I do now?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Once you got it hooked, it's like,
definitely. It's like, and you're like, how many treble hooks does that thing have on it? You're like, oh, I don't know if I want to. No, I mean, everybody starts off new, right? I mean, we all went through it. Geez, I used to fish out of a 9.5 foot mainstream sit-in kayak that I don't know. I
fished out of a 10-foot Pelican for a while.
That's true.
I'm 6'4" and like 240 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we were probably not. Let's just put it this way: I kept my gear light in my yak. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was a point where you'd be like, "Ooh, that could be," lean a little bit to the side. Yeah, I mean, as lazy as I am in my kayak now, dude, I'll be wet in that other kayak.
Heartbeat.
Yeah,
What's
it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Just
give us one of your worst trips ever.
So the hardest one was a younger gentleman, and if he's watching, apologies, I won't name your name. He
It's Brad Hurlboss.
Brad. No, it wasn't Brad. So he came up. He drove about 4 hours. He had family nearby-ish. He booked me out a couple months ahead of time. I said, "Hey, I got a fishing kayak. Just want to learn more about it." He's a good fisherman. Got him. It was a hot day and it was windy. And if the wind gets ripping in that river valley in the Mississippi, there's bluffs on either side.
Yeah.
You know, you guys down in Illinois call them mountains. They're bluffs.
Bluffs are hill type protrusions
Right.
on the land, everybody, that
Right.
sometimes have grass mesas on the top.
Yes, there you go. You guys got it. But it whips around in that valley and it keeps changing direction. So, and then the current blows in. We're in the backwater, but it blows in from the main channel, depending on how, you know, the dams are opened, et cetera, the rain a couple days before. So it was rough paddling. It was rough because the wind kept switching on us. The current was pretty strong. Not terrible. I mean, it's not like a river, but it's enough where it'll blow you backwards if you're not paying attention. And he admitted to having consumed too many yoo-hoos the night before, the day before, and they made a huge water slide at wherever he was at with these garbage bags laid out with covered in water. And he was pretty sore from that, pretty hungover from the yoo-hoo. So got him on a lot of fish, but he just could not set the hook for the life of him. It was taking all he could just to paddle that boat. So I felt bad for the guy, and I'm just trying, but he was really cool. He's like, "It's my fault. You got me on fish. Next time I'm not going to drink that much."
You just got to set him up with the Ned rig, man. All you got to do is lift the rod and reel.
You know? Yeah. Well, you know, I've tried Ned, actually. I'm not a big Ned person. I'm a spinnerbait guy, but I tried it out there, and it's so weedy. And
Oh yeah.
You know, and that is like Pike City. I mean,
oh yeah, you'd be losing.
Yeah, you'd be losing them. I mean, it works, but yeah, I had him buzzbait. Top water was good that day. I had him throwing a buzzbait, and he missed a bunch, and then I tossed it out and caught one. Like, they're here.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. Well, where can folks go to track you down and find info on your shop, you, and all that good stuff?
They can go to smallcraftoutfitters.com. We're also on Facebook, Smallcraft Outfitters. As far as all the boats we have coming in, we'll keep on our website. We've added some new used boats tonight. Yeah, we try to stay active. Not so much in the winter. The winter, see behind me, this shoulder, that's my rod billet. I do custom fishing rods, so most of the winter I'm doing ice rods and some open water rods. But in the summer, we're pretty active on social media and our website, keeping stuff up to date.
Heck yeah, man. That's super cool. And you said Facebook. Are you on Instagram too?
I am. I kind of neglect that.
You neglecter. How could you? How can
in
you neglect the gram, man?
I do some Instagram. I actually started out Smallcraft Fisherman, which is my blog, which I haven't blogged in a while just because I'm busy with the business. But I usually either on Smallcraft Fisherman or Smallcraft Outfitters, I do some Instagrammage in the summer, but not as much as the cool kids do these days.
Right on, man. Right on. You got anything else for our man here?
No, it was really cool talking to you, man.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got a great place up there, and I'm sure me and Brian will find our way up there one of these days.
Yeah, if you guys want to come up, I'll take you out on Pool 4. Brad knows how to get to my place.
We're not coming.
We're not bringing Brad.
No, I don't blame you.
Brad.
No,
Brad
I
can stay in Madtown.
How to get there the best way, not to come with you.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Just give us directions.
Yeah.
Stay home.
All of a sudden, he starts seeing it like, what the heck is this on Facebook? Like, what is going?
No, I'd love to have you guys up. I mean, Pool 4 is just gorgeous. I've taken people everywhere, and they're just blown away. I mean,
yeah, I never got to experience the backwaters up there, man, but I would really love to because, like I said, that Lake Pepin area and then just south of there, like, absolutely beautiful. I've only fished up there a couple of times, and I've always wanted to get back up there. It's been years. I think the last time I was up there was like 2010 or something.
Okay.
So it's been a hot minute, but
yeah,
we should definitely get up there. And now that you told Jay there's 45-inch pike, I'm going to hear it nonstop till we go up there. So we'll see you soon.
Yeah. I'm already in the truck.
Yeah. Thanks again for taking the time out tonight, my friend. And
thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. And everybody listening and watching on all the different platforms, go give Tyler a follow. Check out the website. Check out his shop. If you're up in that northern Wisconsin, southern Minnesota area, stop by, give him a shout, and support local.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, buddy. Till next time, boys and girls, tight lines, smooth paddle. Peace. Thanks for tuning in to another killer episode on Paddle and Fin. Don't forget to go check out our website at paddle_and_fin.com. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel at Paddle and Fin. If you got a question, comment, want to hear from a future guest on a future episode, feel free to email us at paddle_and_fin@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Paddle and Fin on Facebook and Instagram. Shout out to our show supporters, Angler. The Angler button and app just makes for a better time on the water and creates a virtual logbook for every fishing outing out on the water. Shout out to Rocktown Adventures, located in northern Illinois, for all your kayaking, camping, and hiking needs. Shout out to Jigmasters Jigs. When in doubt, get the jig out. Go to jigmasters.com